Hello, Chris Keyack here with Keyack Technology Solutions. Here's another video on the use cases of virtual reality with buildings and construction and design. Again, this one's a little bit different than some of my background here with structural design and engineering and fabrication, but I want to showcase a full spectrum of technologies that are out there and applications that leverage virtual reality. This is a software called Yulio, and they have a Yulio VR product here where you can take basically high-end architectural renderings and scenes, and essentially you can put placeholders in there. I'm going to showcase what that means, but it's definitely meant as a walkthrough for the end client or architects communicating with building owners or stakeholders or tenants that will be occupying the space. So again, it's going to be higher fidelity rendering and visualization to make you feel like you're actually in the end product of the building, like as if you were there, versus the design and construction collaboration software. All right, so let's go ahead and go into one of these. And one thing I'll comment on here is that within the viewer itself, I am essentially I am untethered, and so that means I am not plugged into a computer. I'm using the Oculus Quest 2 headset, and so there's an app that they have. It's a beta app, but you can download it, install it on the Oculus headset, and then basically come in here and view either your projects that you've exported from your architectural design software or even 360 photos. So that's another thing that they showcase is that if you take 360-degree photos of an existing space, you can bring those in, and then you can start adding all of these elements in here to help basically for the user to see and experience this in more than just visualization. So what do I mean by that? Watch
One of
this.
the biggest trends in outdoor design today is a concrete pool deck. A colored
Okay, so basically what you can do with this software is you can add like visual, you can add links. So like here, if I click on this, it actually shows photos. And then I can actually come in here and like I just clicked the audio cue. So if you're doing a tour, basically it's like a virtual agent, essentially telling you a little bit about the property or about the space and certain things that you want to know. I actually like this conceptually. Even in a building and construction collaboration environment, that would be fantastic. I really love the visual cues. I love the animations that are going on here. I love the ability to put in large text descriptions and things like that. So in some of the previous videos I've shown you so far, everything has been like kind of about doing red lines, making issues and comments, and then linking that back to the BIM software, in the back office on the desktops. Now, there are elements on these visualization softwares that I feel like could be great in creating instructions or tour, basically people that are going to be building or supervising the construction of particular areas on the building. And these elements here could be applied. So I'm asking you guys to think a little bit ahead in the sense that when you see certain things like this, using this in the construction side, almost like we have design documents today and drawings that tell our teams how to build things. Well, what if we could put intuitive instructional icons and information in the virtual reality building information model, which did the same thing? So dimensions, labels, pictures, links to instruction manuals, maybe even having drawings be able to be popped up, off to the side. Those are some of the elements that are really neat here. Now, what you can do is you can actually go to the next view, so it will teleport you to different locations or different time of day, like in this particular case here. So one thing I will tell you is that I cannot, at least I have not figured out how to navigate around like I've shown you in other videos. I can't teleport to different locations. Basically here using the joystick, it really is kind of, I've got fixed pre-baked views with these interactive elements in it. And then basically I can go to each of these different views and sort of inspect them. All right, so when I'm all done with that, I can actually exit this project, go back to the main listing house here, and I'll actually show you a different one. So let's view this particular project. Okay, so I'm inside of here, and now, again, I can interact and I can see the fidelity of the photos. Like it does make you feel like you're in the space. I mean, it is pretty incredible. In fact, it's so realistic, because it looks like this is almost photography or just such a high-end rendering that it's so realistic that I'm not even thinking about it, that I feel like I'm kind of in the space. You can actually then click here. That's another way of creating links to go to different ends or different perspectives. Here, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is all rendered. Great. Here's another example of informational links. cool. You can say, and I like this. You have links inside of here. You can basically, show alternative pieces and things like that. Now, one thing that would be cool. Again, this is a final end product rendering. So there's not really a lot of interactivity that could probably be put in here. But what would be fantastic is if you could actually do some things in here, like changing some of those options or showing the switch out and things like that. But again, I believe that's why they have these pre-baked views and things like that, where you can see some of those alternatives. Again, thanks for taking a look at this. This isn't necessarily, building and construction, from the actually doing the construction and creating and the design review at the front end, but this is a good example of stakeholder engagement. And if you could like kind of take even snapshots from this, like where let's say an owner was doing a walkthrough, kind of like I showed with Onscape earlier, that would be fantastic from a stakeholder or a tenant engagement and review and verifying that basically everything that the architect has designed is what the owner expects.